Alright, we're here. And we have a running turbine. For the first time ever. Because there was something wrong with the network that amazingly didn't show up in GT5r, but did in GT4r. So, as you can see, we're now charging our batteries from the steam buildup in the turbine. We'll have to get these turned back on. But that means we should be able to start making some steel in here, which apparently I was confused last time. I know, shocker, isn't it? There we go, carbon dust and coal coke dust. So we need to macerate our coal coke to get coal coke dust. And we need to do at least one of those to show that this is working. For the most part, we're going to keep with the primitive one out there being our main one. Whoa. Yeah, one of those two I just tried to blow up. And at least the block is still here. I didn't destroy it. And apparently it didn't even reset the recipe that was running in it. Kind of amazed on that. Come outside and just tear up everything, apparently. I need to clear out my inventory. It is an utter mess. And I need to get some dirt. I do believe we have no dirt. Oh, I think she moved the dirt box out here. Yep. And speaking of which, let's just do that. Hold on. Don't need the extra one. I really should make some kind of, building type thing around this bit of an area since I come out here all the time. Keep creepers away from it. Patrons. Did you see that since I am apparently a rude asshole for enjoying a private joke between the two of us, that I put a link to the stream over in Greg's Discord? It's not going to change anything. Nobody's going to see it. And the next time I make a private joke between you and I'm going to be an asshole again. But, I really don't get the whole try to stop making Bear an asshole thing. I'm an asshole. I don't know what's wrong with a good, funny coincidence. Even if nobody else gets it. Also, can I mention it looks like we live in the steel boiler? Tell me our walls don't look like they match the boiler. I think Tamara's trying to burn my ass up. Alright, so I need coal, and this is where I hate modern Minecraft. Because you can't get coal down low very well anymore. Which is really, really sucky. But you can get gold up top. Which, fucking weird. I need to find some coal. So we can make some coal coke. And I still need to double check that recipe. Because I can't remember if that was actually a thing or if I'm remembering things inappropriately. I'm assuming you got these recipes from GT4, so I'm assuming it is, but I still need to double check it. Gotta check up on you every now and then. I'm telling you, dude, the gold is way too fucking much. Everywhere I look is gold. There's more gold than copper. If it was like 1 out of, 10, maybe. But fuck, there's just gold everywhere. Are you trying to force me into trading with piglins or something? Because it's not like gold is that useful. And I don't remember seeing gold in modern Minecraft like this. Let's see, this one's not got any. All the rest of these just fucking filthy with it. It's like everywhere you look, gold, gold, gold. You say this, but I think you're full of shit. I'm seriously gonna have to go and fuck around in vanilla again, ain't I? Because I seriously do not remember seeing this much gold. Now, granted, I don't do that much fucking around in vanilla, but I really don't remember seeing this much. This looks excessively much. Panda Bear, I'm going to take you home. I am. You're gonna make me just go and load up vanilla, aren't you? My ores can generate in gravel and sand. And that doesn't seem like the way it's looking, though. I don't have any torches, and my dumbass is down here trying to run around in the dark. Hey, stop that. You'll scare an old man, don't you know? I'm the one that's supposed to do the growling around here. Hi, Nabusa. What you up to? Now, something I haven't noticed. We have GT veins. Well, we have GT stone layers. I'm assuming that's not including the coal, lignite coal, and bauxite. Salt. Right? I can't find just a really nice layer of coal. You big mean poopy head. I knew you were going to answer that. I hate vanilla ores. Mention that. I still say, as much as it wouldn't feel like GT4, you really should give us the option for GT6 style veins. There is an argument that would be GT, that would be encompassed in GT4R. Not have it as default. Have this as default, but an option. Well, you give me a little time, I will think up something. It'll take a little time because there's a severe lack of, ores. To make it, like, I would just, let me see. I would say you add, it'd have to be like 4 veins or some shit. I'm thinking like a copper, chalcopyrite vein, where you have copper and iron, and it would have to be more, I would do it in more of a vanilla style for the vein, where it would be less dense than what it is in like GT5 or GT6. Where it's more of that's what you can find in that area type of thing, more than a, you know, rich area of ores. But just to, it would almost be kind of like the biome thing. Motherfucker. I didn't even see that one behind me when I went over there. Apparently, I've blown things up here before. Okay, I need to get in the house. I am really hungry. I don't have any food on my hotbar like an idiot. I apparently threw my food in my backpack. Okay, now that I've munched. And then I was thinking like a nickel vein, which the nickel would be nickel and platinum with, you know, very little fucking platinum. Ah, fuck, I don't even know. You'd have to make that like pretty fucking rare, because it's supposed to be biome based, which I'm having a huge problem finding the right fucking biome for the damn nickel, which is, you know, kind of a thing in modern Minecraft, because we have more freaking diversity in biomes. We didn't have that in 1.6.4. Your biomes were just on top of each other. There was no diversity. And don't get me wrong, I like the diversity. But when it comes to finding something and you can't find the right biome for it, it's a pain in the ass. You didn't put cobble of all things out here? Apparently not. But again, that would kind of break things, because platinum's not supposed to be in the overworld. Platinum's supposed to be in the end. So that would fuck things up. I don't know. I'd really have to think about it. Try to come up with something. But yeah, I see your issue. I just hate dealing with this. I don't want to go through that mess tonight. So I'm not going to. Okay, so I have an alloy furnace. I have a wire mill. We have a lathe. We have a plate bender. The next thing we really need is a centrifuge. We don't have... We do have the ore washer. Okay. I still have to figure out exactly how this works compared to the grinder, because in GT4r it didn't. Greg did a horrible job with integrating IC2 experimental and GregTech in 1.6.4. He was doing more. He was still stuck on IC2 Classic in 1.6.4 than IC2 experimental. And like the ore washer did fuck all. You went for the grinder. And I probably should as well. Although I need to test the ore washer. And it looks like you did a better job of doing the recipes. It looks like these are more GT5 recipes. So I'll go ahead and do this because I can't do the grinder. I need lots of steel for that. Advanced circuits I can do, but the electrolyzer I can't. Wait a minute. Dude? I think I know why, but I think you fucked up. If you want to keep it straight with GT4, you gotta fix that recipe. I'm launching GT4 now, and I'll show you why. Also, we could mess with the vanilla veins GT4R spawns, since I have control over them. Okay. We could make them more 164-ish and less. Oh yeah, this is a beautiful place I brought you to. Here, enjoy. Watch all my things burn. This is my mind tweaker place. Oh, no, I'm a complete fucking moron. Completely ignore everything I just said. No, I'm a complete dumbass. We are here for fucking nothing. Basically. Watch the world burn, I guess. Okay, so we need to make an electrolyzer. I would definitely prefer if you did tweak the values a bit. Make coal not so damn impossible to find, where it's, you know, almost completely missing below ground, unless you're really high up in the world. Because back in 164, you could get coal at like any level. And I would almost say look up the values for 164. And I wouldn't say copy them, but tweak them a bit. Because you don't want people that know modern Minecraft to be put out as well. Because most of the people that are going to try this are going to not be ancient fucks like me. Okay, so this can hold just enough. Is it going to be enough? No. It can't hold enough to run. And for some reason, neither can that. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. Okay. So we're going to need a second battery box. Though I am wondering, why in the hell was that EU going down while this was still going down? That should have been, this should be giving 4 amps. And that's a 4 amp wire. Now, yes, there's loss. But that looked like a lot more than wire loss. And yes, these batteries suck. I know. But sadly, why did I just type sadly? I can't get any better until I get to lithium. And to get lithium, I need to make the electrolyzer. And I don't even know if I'm going to have enough for that. If the battery box isn't going to be able to handle it. So I may need to make another battery box, which is how I did it in GT4, because I had a dedicated battery box right underneath that was MV. I can't do that here. Because I can't make lithium batteries, those are the MV batteries. Technically, there's energy crystals. And that's the thing with us going with the upgrading of the battery box. I could just make a CEU. That's what I was thinking, but it didn't look like it was. Because you could see the power going down in this while there was still power in these. So that was weird. Because like right now, if I try to start this, it's going to start getting power. Now watch how much that's dropping. These are not even half empty. Why is that dumping power in here so bad? It's only supposed to be running at 120, which means that there should be 4 or 8 EU loss for the wires built into the recipe. Now, granted, I'm doing 4 amps across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks, so maybe there's, an extra bit there, but still, that seemed like it was dropping a lot more than what it should. And the thing is, there's no battery spot in there, so I couldn't even make an energy crystal to throw in it. I do still have the diamond energy crystal recipe, so I could make an MV battery box. I just need to make a battery box, and we need to work on the tooltips here as well, because you don't have the transformer energy or transformer battery, all of that stuff, so people know what they can put on them. These do. These say possible upgrades of OT, DM, and S. But the battery box is missing it. That doesn't say that you can upgrade it. And it needs to have it as well. Let's go ahead and we'll hold off on this for a moment. Let Trins look at code a bit, see if he can figure out the transformer issue. I'm gonna go smash these assholes in the face, and then we're gonna make an electrolyzer. Where's your flag bearing fucktwit? Did you not bring him today? Alright. Apparently you did. He just got lost. So just hurt him. There he is. Get back in that hole, bitch. And now you're dead. Okay, so I need 4 of those. I need some wrought iron. How much do I need for this? I need 8 for that. And I need 2 for that. Okay, so we're going to do that. I do that, and we're going to do that. And the hopper's not transferring again. I need to make a GT hopper. These vanilla hoppers do not agree. Now for this, I'm going to need 8. And for this, I'm going to need 8. So that's another 16 steel that I need. Did we run completely out of steel? It looks like... Yes. We're going to have to wait for some to get made. Oh yeah, I'm going to need a ton for over here too. Didn't I make an sword? I need to make a chainsaw is what I need to make. Don't tell Tamara I did that. She don't need to know. With her being as unavailable as she is now, she may never get back here to see it, and I might start having to clean up after my damn self. She's gonna suck. I hate having to clean up after my damn self. It's a big job. Oh, messy fuck. the hell do I even have in there? I didn't know I had something in there. Okay, we need... Oh, we have wires. What we need is rubber. Yeah, we don't have the tree growth simulator in here. We need to figure out a recipe for that. Although... Oh, wait a minute. That's in... like 120, isn't it? Which I guess... I could add it when we get there. Okay. Battery box. I need 3 tin cables now. I think there was some tin here. There we go. There's tin here somewhere. Be really nice if I could cook some fucking steel right now to use some of this stave. Just saying. There, that'll use some of that damn steam. That is not how that works, lads. And that is a mod that adds that. And the same thing works if you just run around it. For fuck's sakes. Steel. Iron with coal coke dust. That is a mod made for Skyblocks. And I wouldn't doubt people have used it for non-Skyblocks, but it was made for Skyblocks. It wasn't originally twerking. It's only because twerking is a thing now, apparently, that it's a twerking mod. It's literally just, I'm impatient, so I'm waiting for it. It's any movement. You can literally run around the tree, and it'll also do the same thing. People were just shifting over and over and over because they can make a macro on their keyboard or whatever to do that. But it's not really supposed to be that you're twerking at the tree. Because people are weird. So it ended up being twerking at the tree. And yes, I'm calling Junior weird. Because he twerks at trees. Because he likes Skyblocks. Alright, batteries. 4, 8, 16. Well, don't get me wrong. It is dumb. But I also use it. When I'm in a skyblock. Because when you're in a skyblock, there's not a whole lot else for you to do when you're in the very beginning of the skyblock and you know, are waiting on wood to process. Now, granted, nowadays skyblocks are different because most skyblocks nowadays, you don't have to start at the bare minimum and grind through the grindy part of skyblocking. The easiest thing is if what you're watching is modded, just assume everything is modded. Unless you're watching somebody that's doing very vanilla, like building a castle, hardcore survival, speed running, any of those types of things. Or, I guess, thousands of people that just like playing vanilla on Twitch for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know how people can be that into vanilla. Vanilla's boring. Most things that you will see that's modded are going to have almost every part of the game modded. Most packs nowadays don't run less than 200 to 300 mods. Even if some of those mods are only doing one little precise thing, it's still modded. And because of how, there's mods that do like that one precise thing, like the tree growth mod, it's hard to tell if it's vanilla or not without knowing. I really wish that would stop putting that in that parking spot. Put it in my damn inventory. Okay, let's do a better test of this. We're going to do battery box. 4 brand new batteries. It still couldn't get done. Now, granted, I didn't let those batteries charge. Turn the battery box this way. And let's charge these all the way up. Okay, charge to the max. Holding its power. Fluctuating minorly, as it should. Fluctuating minorly. So after a little debugging, I think the battery boxes might be bugged. They were only outputting 1 amp, it seemed. Ah, okay. Well, putting the battery box next to the transformer fixed it? So, I at least got it to complete. I made a steal. So, yay. I did also find there was a loss of 28 EU, so the blast furnace only got 100 EU a tick. Yeah, 7 times 4 would be 28. Which is why in GT5 we always used multiple energy hatches. That way we could deal with that. And, I should have made an 8 amp battery box, not a 4 amp battery box. I was being cheap because I want to get rid of that. I didn't want to make more batteries than possible than I had to. But even so, it has a buffer of 8.44. Maybe. Maybe over that long it would. I'm just, without doing the math, I'm not sure if 20 less EU a tick would burn up that much. But, yeah. Yeah, I get it. Alright, so now we need to go find some steel. Yeah. Take a nap. In 3 days. Oh, you did see the conversation that me and Greg had, right? That I pinged you about? Okay. I want to make sure, because that's a big difference. Oh, and I know what I said about the whole testing thing for GT4r, but after seeing that we have 91 of 128 osmium, and the only thing I may have to go get is the tungsten, when you get the coils changed, I'm probably going back in there and working on that when I'm not on the other server with the guys. I tried to convince them to come and help, but they were like, no, that world's a mess. we don't want anything to do with that world. We'd like a nice, fresh, clean one, please. Thank you. One that hasn't been raped over and fucked 6 ways from Sunday for the last year or more. Alright, fine, I understand. It might be a little bit of a mess. We might have abused that server like a college guy's liver at a frat party. Possibly. I can't say I hate it. And it would feel more GT5U-esque. I can't say it feels more GT5 because, you know, GT5 never got a fusion reactor. Greg fucked off before that. And bloody pulled this from... That's literally a GT4 recipe. So remember that when you get to fusion here, because that's pretty much what that is a GT4 recipe that he then made into, you know, multiple of them. So you may just pretty much transfer the recipe over from 5 to 4, which would be funny because it went from 4 to 5, and now it's going to go from 5 to 4. It's going to go back home. Okay. We need 2 extractors, which means I need 4 pistons. I don't like about other Minecraft streamers, they all have jetpacks. It's like they lost how to use their legs. But of course they didn't. Tried using their jetpack, but it made the game boring. Anytime I see a creeper or zombie, I just fly up. Yeah, that's one reason why I hate jetpacks. They also don't really help with vertical or horizontal movement. unless you have those new jetpacks that we have in C2M, where they are just ridiculously flying speed. I don't know why they are so ridiculous with their flying speed, but they're uncontrollable unless you're going a good distance. I don't mind jetpacks per se, when used, I can't even say sparingly, but just used when needed. I can't stand having one on all the fucking time. And it's not something I go to constantly. If I have them in a pack, I barely ever will make one, and if I do, I'm not wearing it most of the time, or it's turned off. Which Trends isn't adding one to this pack, or this mod. And nowadays, unless you need it for literally flying straight up, you have elytras. Just take your ass to the fucking end and get your ass an elytra. And don't be a little bitch about it. Oh, I gotta make the fucking circuits first. The hell am I doing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, jetpacks are really not good for... They're good if you make them like a upgrade for the elytra, which is what I would do if I was to add a jetpack. Is I wouldn't make a jetpack. I would make an elytra, a powered elytra. So you didn't have to carry around stupid ass rockets. Because I'm sorry, that's dumb. You could take off from a standstill with your jetpack and then use your elytra to get around. That would be a perfect use to me for it. And if you make it an elytra item, then you're requiring them to have the elytra. So it isn't just, day one, you make a fucking jetpack. You have to go to the end, you have to get an elytra, And then you can make, or if you're wanting to do it more of a technology-based thing, you make it take, like Mechanism when we were playing Vault Hunters earlier. They added their own elytra, but it's an HDPE, high-density plastic one. Yeah, I never understood how people in vanilla could take off from the ground just using elytra and rockets. No fucking clue. I'm guessing you're timing it with jumping, but you've got to have some serious fucking timing for that. Well, I can think of much better skills to learn, to be honest, than being able to jump quick enough, look straight up in the air, and, hit the fucking button to shoot the rocket. That's like in GT Classic. I had when he did the jetpack. I had him add a jetpack recipe where you had to have a dragon egg. Because in my opinion, you should have to conquer the dragon to be able to earn your flight. I thought that was a nice addition. But what I was going to say was, like, if you were going to do something, which I know you said you weren't doing a jetpack, but if you were going to do something like that, you could also add an elytra. But if you didn't want to require people to go through the whole vanilla bullshit to get one, and just make it take, like, aluminum or titanium rods and plastic sheets, then it's not something they could do quickly and easily. It's something they'd have to put work into, and they'd have to build up for, or build up to. Alright, so I need 4 red alloy plates, 2 lapis, 2 glowstone. So that's technically going to be that. 4 of those. 4 of those. And I need to cook up the rest of that copper. No, we did it didn't use the dragon's egg. You only had to have it to do the recipe. And did Dragon's Breath even exist in 112? I don't remember that abomination of a version I try to forget I even played. But no, it was a dragon egg. We just didn't have it consume the dragon egg. The dragon egg was a catalyst. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Actually, maybe that wasn't GTC that he did that in. Maybe that was before he did GTC when he was working on Bear's Den Edition. Because he did some of the stuff for BDE of GT5U. Maybe it was that he added that recipe for. Because then there wouldn't have been Dragon's Breath. Because that was 1710. Because, yeah, we probably would have chose Dragon's Breath if it was a thing. Hello? Would you like to consume some power? Today? That's a transformer. Oh, wait a minute. I'm an idiot. Shut up, trends. If they weren't all the same color, they're actually not the same color. This side is orange.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
This'll work, though. Haha. More than one way to skin a cat, damn it. Alright. Oh, damn it, it's doing the GT6 thing. Why? Why does it have to do the GT6 thing and have the words over the slot? It looks horrible. Make it stop, it's burning my eyes. Don't complain when you want passwords. You know I will. You know damn well I will. Okay, so now we have that. Now we need to get bauxite. I seriously haven't mined any bauxite yet? Strange. Alright. We're going on a mining trip. Just throw all the shit in my butt. And we need to get out of the jungle and into plains. Where is plains? See, this is all sparse jungle back here. And then it goes to... That's still jungle, that's, you know... Actually, I think you can find it here, too, right? It's jungle or forest. If memory serves. I still need to fix that fucking hole. Still haven't fixed that hole. By the way, while we're talking about plastic, you know we still don't have flippers and oxygen masks, scuba gear, right? I need a cave. Yes, bauxite is what I'm looking for. Although, I don't know why. I'm an idiot. I shouldn't be looking for bauxite. But yes, that's what I was looking for. I need clay. I want to make some lithium batteries. And I need some aluminum. And both of them can come out of clay. I don't need bauxite. I don't need bauxite until I get to needing titanium. And I should have ore washer and centrifuge, or preferably the grinder, before I go fucking with that anyways. Wait a minute. Taiga? Why Taiga? Wait a minute. Taiga is the spruce forest, isn't it? Yeah, I was cold biome. So I'm pretty damn certain it was not there in GT4. Did you take all the clay out of oceans and change it to salt? I can respect it, but it's annoying. And that's something I can't look up in GT4 because, you know, old Minecraft, no documentation is a thing. Whoa, he's got a trident. Fucking asshole. I am not trying to fight him with a fucking spear, axe. I thought it was. I swear it is. You're really gonna make me fucking load up some fucking vanilla today, aren't you? Hey, there's a shipwreck over here. Too bad it does me no good to check it because somebody hasn't added the fucking loot to it yet. Because he's a bumpkin. Another motherfucker with a damn trident. Motherfucker got my ass. No, play. Maybe it's just how deep that ocean was. I don't know. I swore all of them had clay. This is still considered jungle. I don't know how this is a jungle. This definitely seems like water. A large body of water. Not quite what I would assume is jungle, but sure. You do you, Minecraft. Thank you, friends. I really wish when you did that, though, if fucking Twitch would delete the damn message on my shit, so it still isn't sitting there staring me in the face. It doesn't delete it for me. Unless I do it. And I don't want to do it. Don't get me wrong. I'd much rather you do it. No, but it's close. Well, you can try it. It's basically done other than a bit of spit and polish here and there, like some tool tips, maybe. Some more loot chest additions. And finishing up the fusion reactor. But, you know, fusion reactor is very late game, so it shouldn't stop anybody from getting started. Yes, there's a version of this mod pack and that mod pack on my website. I need to update both of them again. The one for this one is somewhat fine. I'm thinking it's fine. Alright, we now got silicon, sodium, a little bit of lithium, and a bit of aluminum. Alright. Which means now that we have got our electrolyzer and we've got silicon, though I do have to cook the shit, unless he did something different, which I'm assuming he didn't. Yeah. I can start making circuits that way. So I need to make an assembler. Let's see if there's enough power for silicone. Oh, trends. One thing that'll be missing from GT4R, yeah, we don't have enough for, is a large boiler. Do you think we should port in the boilers from GT5R? Because in 164 for boilers, for large boilers, we used Railcraft. And well, I don't know that that's a thing in 118. The regular Railcraft ends at 112. I do know there's a Reborn edition or something, but that's 120 plus. So, yeah, no Railcraft, so no Railcraft boilers. The only boiler we're going to have in this version is the thermal boiler, which is fucking excessively ridiculous. And not something you can do early enough to be beneficial. So that's two things we need to think about. Is what are we doing about a boiler? And what are we doing about a tree farm? No forestry, no tree farm, no Railcraft, no boilers. We do have the large steam turbine that is, steel. So that's what we would have hooked up to the ones from Railcraft. But unless you're going to make fuck tons of those, you ain't doing that without us porting in. Even if I wouldn't say port them in directly, but just do like maybe the bronze one. And, we could do the bronze, steel, and I don't know. How do we want to do that? Because you can't really do the whole energy hatch, input bus, all that crap. Because that's GT5. GT4, it's a main block. Like this. And everything goes in and out of that main block. And all the casings should be these stupid casings. As much as I hate them. But since we have 3 tiers of casings, we could do 3 tiers of boiler, do it similar to the blast furnace, where the more of these that you put on it, the higher tier it is, the higher pressure it can hold. So, like Railcraft had a low pressure boiler and a high pressure boiler. It had an iron version and a steel version. We could have a steel version, an iron version, a steel version, and then the titanium chromium version, which would be the pink things. I don't think you need the coils. You're not getting anywhere near that excessive heat. That would give us another use for the coils in the recipe for the boiler main block. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There were input and output hatches. So yeah, we could have a fluid input hatch and a fluid output hatch on it. So it was similar to the turbine. And just have that as where you put in the water and you take out the steam. Yeah, that would work. We just have to come up with a recipe for the main boiler block. And then just kind of almost port in the math for the bronze boiler, the steel boiler, and the titanium boiler. Leave out the tungsten steel. And just have that as your... You might have to redo the math a little bit because it should be... no, not really. I was going to say it should be similar to the blast furnace where you can add in, you can change out casings, but that doesn't make sense because you can't do that with a pressure vessel. It's got to be all or nothing. And we could have the steam come out the top, the water go in the bottom. That's where the hatches go. Input and output. I'm just thinking if we should have some kind of component that you put in a slot like that, kind of like the turbine has. It wouldn't take durability, but similar to these, have like a something, you know. Well, I guess you could do the heat coils, because won't you have like an extra one of each one? So you could have like the there's 3 of them. So why would there need to be a component? It's just a boiler. 2. I was thinking for, you could tell by the casings, right? inside the mod, what the casings are, because you wouldn't make 3 different tiers of boiler. It would be like this, where you don't make 3 different blast furnaces. You make this blast furnace and then you just upgrade the heat, which is by putting the coils in here, or changing out blocks, or both. But I guess if you're doing the boiler, it's just you build it all with standard, the advanced, or the reinforced. So yeah, I guess you wouldn't need one. Yeah, I could easily tell by the casings. Not that hard. I do that with the EDF and GTR. GT5R. Okay. I was just thinking it was another use for these, that you would just use like one of them in there, and that would denote which tier it is. But yeah, you really don't need it, and since it's not an electric boiler, it having a coil in it doesn't make sense. It's a burning box that would be at the bottom. I don't know that you want to add, the I'm thinking railcraft boilers and the GT5R boiler. That bottom layer is fireboxes in both. So to make it at least look a bit different, do you want to add fireboxes? Blocks? That would be the only different block you would have, is you would build the bottom out of fire. That would also give you something else that you would have to upgrade. You would have either, like bronze, steel, or titanium fireboxes versus iron or steel and railcraft, or the same thing in 5R. I'm getting a drink, by the way. Give me a sec. Okay. So, I guess it's time to build that ore washer. Though that means I need more steel, but if I put some heat in the turbines, I should be able to make some. Because I have a bunch of coal coke. I need to get another one of these made. Yeah, I agree with that. It would look a little weird. I was just thinking it might make it stand out a little bit, because that's one thing about GT2 through 4 is, you know, as boring as some of the multi-blocks in GT5 are, they're really boring in GT4, 2 through 4. Since they're all these same casings. But I guess you could say that's what gives them their charm. Okay, now power again. See if this can actually get done this time. Need to get one of these made. MV transformer, gold cables. I made it halfway so far. That way I can upgrade this to MV. Nope, she's gonna crash. Yeah, we can't do that without upgrading power to MV. It is just too long for those basic batteries. Let's get rid of this. Presser and hammer we kind of still need. We don't have a way to break these back down to get the bronze out of them. Can't even remember if there was a way to do that in GT4R. I'll have to go look and see. I honestly don't remember. I need to make them as LV machines as well. I just want to get rid of some of this mess over here. I don't know. Remember, GT4 did have the bronze boiler, or not bronze boiler, the bronze plated blast furnace. So GT4R did have other casings. Just that was the only use for bronze plated ones, was for that one thing. If we had a bronze plated blast furnace, which good God no, it could double as the large boiler. And we could even do, if we wanted to go that route, to where we just made like bronze boiler casings, steel boiler, we could just get away with doing 2 and just do bronze and steel. We wouldn't have to do all 4. But I guess it's kind of, do you want to keep with, and yeah, I see what you're saying by walls, because we do already have the walls for tanks. So then we wouldn't have to add other ones, and we could do, steel. If you wanted to do 1, we could do 1 and just make a steel boiler. Or we could do multiple and have like titanium, steel, titanium, and tungsten steel. And then we have the walls for all of those. So that is one way we could go with it. I guess at this point it's kind of, dealer's choice. Kind of add what feels right to you. Man, I wanted to make that steel. I'm going to have to make that transformer. Which needs fucking steel, because of course it does. Forgot about that. I need one more. One of you motherfuckers give me up a steel. Honestly, plated bricks would make sense since it's a pressure vessel, and it would seem kind of harsh to have to use steel for the first boiler. Yeah. But remember, this is a large boiler. You know, this is what you're going to be using for starting major MV. You can make multiple steam turbines to run off of, you know, the steel boilers you've already made here. And I honestly don't know in GT4 if you could even do like upgrades on these to make them the next tier or not. Because I didn't use Steam very long in GT4. I used lava for a lot of my power. Yeah, I think I'm going to waste that little bit of heat that's left in there. I'm not going to waste the steam, but I think I'm going to waste the heat. Because I want to move those. I need more room here. But it would kind of fall into about the same time as when we made our bronze boiler. You know, mid-MV. Because once you get a blast furnace and an electrolyzer and a grinder, you really do need more power like that. So yeah, I could also agree with going with the plated. But I still think if you add the plated ones, you should add a firebox that goes with it. And that does give bronze more use. It makes bronze more useful later into the game. Because once you get where I am now, bronze is pretty much useless. And like I was saying, if you add a macerator, you know, the recycling recipes for these where you can get some of the bronze out, other than centrifuging it to get the copper out for making wires and tin out for other things, the bronze you're going to have, well, you can use it for mixed metal too, I guess. And say there's going to be less and less use for it. But then you could use some of your bronze machines, if you recycle them, use some of the bronze from it to go into your boiler. Alright, let's... As bad as I'm going to feel about this, let's just break all that out of there. And we're going to, even though I put all those up there, break all of this out of here. I don't like the way that corner was anyways. So we have 3 bronze machines besides that one that we still need to get remade. So let's just do 1, 2, 4, like that. Get rid of these. Put the macerator there. I need to get that remade too, but they're such a pain in the ass. Well, they're so fucking expensive. I don't want to at the moment. Yeah, that'll work. And then we'll just put these up on top of here. That's not where you're supposed to be. Up on top of here. And out of the way. And then we can move this back. And put it here. We're going to need to move that too, but we'll get to that. Okay. Oh, I need a fucking circuit again. Damn it, I always forget about that circuit. Forgot a step. How am I thinking? Besides, I'm an idiot. Trends? That's a problem. I can't put them in there. Those are MV batteries that won't go in an MV battery box. Oh yeah, that's wrong. Thank you. I'm just thinking how I want to do the power over here. And do I want to actually take this out of here and make two more and do this the way I normally would do it and put one of those under this, one under this, I'm thinking I do. Which means then I'm going to need, well, I need to upgrade that one that's over there. Move it so it can be the one for that. Move that for this. Though technically what I'm doing right now is moving my MV power stuff further away from where the MV power is. So I gotta take it further. What I might actually do, just thinking, instead of using that wall for the machines, because I want to get more to the way we had it originally in GT4r, and maybe put those machines here, and then move this more to here-ish, maybe. I gotta think about that. I don't know why I'm putting that much in there. I don't need that much in there. Alright, well, since we can't really continue with this changeover till he gets that fixed, I think we're going to get the hell out of here. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and if I'm still filling up to it, we're going to do a bit more of the Cubic Odyssey thing here in about 30 minutes. The YouTube side, there's nobody's there. It will be redirected over there. People on Twitch will just have to stop back in 30 minutes. I'll be starting at like 10 o'clock. I am going to, while I'm taking my break, go and upload this pack and the GT4r pack to the website, so there's a nice new version of both. Well, yeah, since this is after he did the changeover for all the back end stuff, I'll go ahead and do it. I was going to say I'm not because of the battery box issue, but if anybody wants to keep up to where I'm at, then they can get to where I'm at just fine. So I'll get them both uploaded, and like I said, I'll be back in like 30 minutes. Later.